everybody, hello, and welcome to our Sunday Live. It's a really bright, sunny day here today, but ever so cold, as is often the way when it's sunny. So it's a good day to be inside and crafting. Today, well, I've got the colour wheel out. So, yeah, we're going to look at a little bit of colour theory. But before I do that, there's something that I want to say. Somebody, and I think it's from the US, has sent me some Tim Holtz absolute goodies. There's these, which are the quote flares, which I opened up and I couldn't get all 12 back in the right place. But they're gorgeous. They're these. And they've all got lovely flowers on and a lovely little saying. I mean, that one, it's got a rose on it and it says, "Because it matters." Where are you? There you are. They're just beautiful. They really are. And there's 12 of them. Always shine brightly. They're just beautiful. I absolutely love them. And I've put them in there to keep them safe. And then these 12 hearts. Oh, look at them. They're so gorgeous. They're perfect for putting in fabric journals. I mean, any Tim Holtz journal. But, I just absolutely adore them. They're all different and they're all beautiful. And thank you very, very much. And the other thing was this. Lucky. It's a set of adornments and they're called Lucky. And there's a word... what are they called again? I can't remember. But it says Lucky. There's a 4-leaf clover, a star, which I love. I love putting stars in my work. A larger 4-leaf clover, a prize ribbon, a wishbone, a smaller clover, and another star. That is a fabulous set. And whoever sent this to me, please own up, because I want to thank you properly. It's fabulous. Well, you know I love Timmy stuff, so it's like seventh heaven opening that parcel. Right, so today the tag that I'm going to do is about numbers. That was the tag prompt, numbers. But I'm gonna, for those of you that watched the mixed media video that I put out, I think yesterday, there's going to be a bit of overlap with regards to that video, but I like the process. I like how it turns out, and I thought you'd forgive me if I did something that was along the same lines. The focal point that I'm going to use is this thistle. Isn't it gorgeous? Excuse me. It was gifted to me along with loads, the massivest envelope ever of die cuts from Jan Rosier. So Jan, thank you so much. They found a very happy home here. And this one she'd already made up for me. She'd glued one image on top of the other with some depth. So it's beautiful to use. So I'm going to put it on this size tag, same tag as we always use. Need to cut the corners. And so the question is, what colour should the background be? What colour would be nice for the background? Excuse me, let me get my rum and coke. Don't want to start off with a frog in my throat.
Roll call,
yeah.
Drink. Jen.
Hiya, Jen. I see Mike's been very generous too. That's nice.
Judy.
Hi, Judy.
Kim.
Hi, Kim.
Generous Mike.
Hello, Generous Mike. That was a really nice thing to do. Very kind.
Gonnie.
Hiya, Gonnie.
Shaz.
Hi, Shaz.
Sharon.
Hello, Sharon.
Keong.
Hi, Keong.
Terry.
Hiya, Terry.
Violet.
Oh, hello, Violet.
Kerry.
Hiya, Kerry.
Linda.
Hello, Linda.
Linda.
Oh, which Linda?
2 Lindas.
2 Lindas. Hello, Linda. And hello, Linda.
Park and Russell.
Park and Russell.
Linda Park, Linda Russell.
Oh, I thought that was someone's name, Park and Russell.
It's that well-known double act.
Yeah.
Lorna.
Oh, Lorna's not staying very long today. She's feeling a bit umpty. So I hope you get better soon, Lorna. We'll miss you and your very acerbic quips.
Witeza.
Hi, Witeza.
Jan.
Hi, John.
Julie.
Hello, Julie.
Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Tamara.
Hi, Tamara.
Jacita.
Hello, Chestisha.
Lainey Clan.
Hello, Lainey.
Tommy.
Hi, Tommy.
Mary D. Valles.
Hello, Mary.
Sharon. Did I say Sharon?
You said one Sharon, but sometimes we have two. So I'll say hello. I think it's Sharon Hales. I'll say hello, but if Sharon Davis is on, hello to you too.
I think that's it. If I missed your shout out.
I'm not seeing anyone that's missed out, but I do want to say that Bernice can't be with us today because she's got grandchildren with her, which is wonderful. But she did want me to say hello to everybody from her. So, hi, Bernice. Right, okay. It's always fun, isn't it, doing the roll call? I haven't got anywhere to put my rum and coke. I need to explain this, sorry, but if people are watching that don't normally watch, this is rum and coke minus the rum. It has no alcohol in it whatsoever. It's just coke, in fact.
This is what she's like sober.
And let me tell you that it's not actually coke. It's cheap cola from the cheap supermarket. So it's rum and coke is wrong on every front you can possibly imagine.
Living the high life.
But I am living the high life. Right, okay, let's get down to some serious stuff like art. Okay, let's cut the corners off that, shall we? Don't want to go around cutting corners. Oh, I was looking for
just straight rum, just admit it, Fiona.
Oh, I think I would be so ill. Well, I know I would. I'd be really ill if I was to drink that. So I'll just stick with a cola, I think. So I'm just cutting these off because we have a template. And those of you that are joining me and don't know what the heck I'm talking about, there's a playlist for the tag prompts. And in the first one of those, it's in another one as well, but the first one definitely, I think towards the end, you'll see me make all the templates and everything. Okay, so that's what's happening. This is going here. Yeah.
Did you do the colour wheel?
No, not yet.
All right.
I don't want to put everybody off before I excited them as to what was going to happen.
In that case, maybe we should turn the mic and the cameras off before we start.
Won't make any difference. Right, so bring in the colour wheel, okay? Now, yeah.
Fancy Nancy and Will.
Fancy Nancy. Hello, Will.
Louise.
Hi, Louise. You know who's not here? Roz. Roz is not here. I hope she's okay. Maybe she'll join us later, but she's usually on time, isn't she? Oh, well, I hope she's okay. Anyway, look. Colour wheel. Now, Mr. F did a whole thing on the colour wheel, but, you know, it may have been too much for people to absorb, so I'm just going to really easily show you about the colour wheel. Dead quick. Some of you say that you can't get the nice inky backgrounds that I get because it turns to mud. Okay, so, yeah, if you put the wrong colours together, you'll get mud. No, nothing surer than that. So let's just see what colour this thistle is. It's this one. It's violet, isn't it? It's Mrs. Doran. It's violet. Right, so that's violet. Now then, if I look directly across the colour wheel, half of it there, the colour that's on the other side is yellow. So violet and yellow are right across the circle, okay? That's all you need to know. If your flower is red, for example, look across and green will be the colour you need to keep in mind. And so on and so forth. You know, if you're doing blue, then orange is the colour. And what is it the colour for? What does that mean? Well, it means if you use those two colours together, they will pop. They really go together. Think about purple irises and daffodils. You know, they just they're harmonious. They're really, they belong together. Yeah.
Shav says Kyung bought Fiona those goodies.
Kyung did.
So Kyung must have said yes, but we weren't watching.
Oh, Kyung. Oh. I don't know what to say to you. You're so kind. You're so kind. The group would be so diminished without you. It really would. You're a great group member, and you spoil me for sure. Thank you very, very, very much, Kyung. Right, back to the colour wheel. Okay, so for us, we've got violet and yellow is opposite. So if those two colours are put together, they will make each other pop. But I must tell you this, if you mix violet and yellow, you'll get mud. You get a sort of grey colour in reality, but it's a muddy colour. Same if you mix red and green, you'll get mud. Or orange and blue, you'll get mud. Now this cost $1.99 on Amazon. We just looked it up today and it's $1.99. It's so worth having. It really is. But if you don't want to, have it in your hand, just look it up on Amazon. Look up the colour wheel and there's so many pictures of it that you can easily see what's opposite each other and what you should never put together because you'll get mud. So, knowing that yellow was the colour that I was interested in, and I'm actually interested, I would normally be interested in the colours either side of that yellow, which is yellow-green and yellow-orange. Now, I'm not going to use yellow-green for this because the leaves on this, they're not that sort of colour. So it wouldn't be right, it wouldn't look right. So I'm actually going to go this way, more into the yellow oranges and maybe just touch into the orange. Okay, so that's it. That's me finished lecturing for today. So what I did was I got out all of my yellows, yellow, orange and orange that I had, and I just put a little bit down, sprayed some water, dried them off just to see what I thought of the colours. So I think you can see that if I put that on there, particularly that yellow one, it really, really looks great. It's nice on that one as well, the mustard seed. And it's actually even nice on the spiced marmalade. So those are the colours I'm going to stick with. I appreciate that not all of you have the seemingly vast resources of colours that I have, and they keep getting added to by Mr. F, who when he sees a job lot of something going cheap, he buys it, and I'm really grateful to him. It's fantastic, but there is no more room in the house. There really isn't. But I am grateful to him. His latest acquisition were these distress stains, which actually are a discontinued line, but where did I put them? Here they are. But there's the bag of them that he got me. I mean, it's quite substantial and there's loads in there. So I've been through them this morning.
Well, they're discontinued in that format. They're still in the spray.
Yeah, in this format they're discontinued because they've brought out the sprays. And the sprays, because they've got the mister on the top, are much more expensive. So... and unless you're actually going to be spraying ink, there's no need for a spray. Just use your ink pad. That's what I would say. So I've got squeezed lemonade, which is that one. I've got spiced marmalade, which is the bottom one. That one is mustard seed, and this one is wild honey. So I've got the full gamut. So what am I going to use? I think if you've only got one yellowy colour, then go with vintage photo or something like that along with it. It'll be fine. They'll meld together, they won't argue, and it'll be okay. So go with your one yellowy colour and vintage photo, and all will be well in the world, I think. Pretty sure. Pretty sure, in fact. So let's get the splat box out. Bit of high-techery going on here. And I'm going to use, I'm going to use the spiced marmalade. It's the darkest colour. And as I say, it's not a spray, so I'm physically going to have to put it on the page. But it's not a bad thing. You sort of get it where you want it, really. And I'm also going to use that squeezed lemonade because that was a really nice yellow colour. You can wet your paper before you start if you want to. Probably allows more movement, but this is moving okay. There we are. I am just going to add a little bit of water now because some of them are just getting a little bit dry. And then I'm going to go in with, ooh, what shall I do, what shall I do? Wild honey. Well, might not show up. Oh yeah, it's nice. Let's do that. Quite a bit of wild honey. This is where I say your vintage photo would work fine because it would mix in with these and it would be, you'd get on all right. It would give a nice result, I think. Let's go around there. So I'm going to go into the orange one now again, the spiced marmalade. See if we can get some.
Loves the honey colour.
The honey.
Yeah.
Yeah, wild honey is one of those chameleon colours. It can be lots of things. It can be a brown, a yellow. Just for you, Kyung, I shall put some more on. I want to keep this bit yellow if I can, though. Not for any particular reason. Just fancy doing it. So you can see with these stains, if you can find them anywhere, they really work fine. So that's a layer of ink, a good layer of ink over the whole thing. And it's beginning to wick, do that distress ink thing that it does. Now I'm not using oxides. You can of course use oxides, but beware because they will oxidize and you'll get that strange sort of bloom that oxides give when you add water. They look like they're sort of felt or something, which I quite like, but I do like the cleanliness, the crispness of the inks for this sort of thing. Now it's my thing's curling up, so what I'm going to do is just spray the back with water and it'll lie itself down again. I don't think I need to do any more to that. If I do any more, I'm going to lose these lovely areas of yellow and they're just all going to become one. So that's it, guys. It's not complicated. It's honestly not complicated. So now what I'm going to do is bore you all to tears by making you watch paint dry. It won't be long.
Roz and Jim have joined us.
Oh, Roz. I'm so glad you're here. I was worried when you were... Not that you have to be here at all. I was just worried that you weren't there. So hi, Roz. Hi, Jim.
And Chesita said she used the colour wheels of Frisbee. It was more fun.
Oh, Justicia. What are we going to do with you?
And King would like to know what the colours are in the middle of the colour wheel, but I said I'd ask you later, between projects.
Yeah, I've got catkin hair here.
You mean got texture?
Yeah, I've got added texture with a catkin hair. I
Just
can't...
rub it off when it dries.
Yeah, I can't particularly get it off very well now. This is almost dry actually, so... The colour wheel, Kyung, in part answer to your question, is knower of all things colour. If you have a question about colour, the colour wheel will have the answer. It's fabulous. And you really sort of need to get the maximum out of it. You need to look it up and do some research and find out all the things that it will tell you. Because it's got a grayscale on it, it's got, you know, blue, what would happen if you added red, etc, etc. So I think that's pretty dry.
Candice says hi.
Hiya, Candace.
She's late, but she's brought biscuits for the naughty step.
You are forgiven. Right, so I think that's us done with the splat box. And I think we've got ourselves quite a nice background there, actually. So I am now finished with those colours. It's nice and bright, isn't it? And I've got no mud, no colour there that I didn't want. So let's see if this looks all right on there. Oh yes, that looks all right on there, doesn't it? It looks nice and bright and just what I'd hoped for. Okay, so now what we have to do is get the messy mat out. Thank you so much, Nancy, for this messy mat.
Nancy O'Rourke says she's needing a biscuit.
She's needing a biscuit?
Yeah.
I'm needing a biscuit. I'm needing a nice big fat juicy piece of cake, but it's not coming my way.
You could go make one.
I know you could, but... Right, so stamping. No, let's stencil first. Did I lay... Yes, I laid a stencil out. So, because I couldn't decide, I laid out this stencil that's got 4 different stencils. So there's chevrons, squares, dotties and splotchiness, I don't know really. And I don't know which one to use. I might use the chevrons. So I'm just going to get myself a wet wipe.
Young says it's stunning. Jacinta agrees. Candice said the flower's gorgeous.
Yeah, it is
Mike
gorgeous.
says it's wonderful.
Well, thanks, guys. But you've seen how easy that was. I mean, it's kind of not difficult. Now, when you do this, it's kind of like a magical thing because it lifts the colour up as you go around like that. It will lift the colour in the background. But what it won't do is lift it if your cloth is full of colour, because all you're doing really is putting it back down again. So keep changing your wet wipe around so as you've always got a clean bit. Let's have a look at that. Yeah, there we go. You can just see it. It's not dramatic. Not dramatic at all. But it's there. So let's try this one.
Sharon says she's got a funny biscuit story.
Oh, go on then.
A little girl at school brought her in a muffin, then says they're cranberry chocolate, but they don't have chocolate or cranberries.
Our kids are funny, aren't they? So that's that one. That's lifted a little bit better, I think, and I think that was because I was changing my wet wipe round to being clean.
And Kim missed where you got the flower from.
I got it from Jan Rosier, and she sent me a huge bundle of them. And she's on, so maybe she can tell us what brand they are. They're absolutely gorgeous. I love them. I really love them. I'm so grateful to her.
I'm not sure what she is on.
I thought you said Jan.
Yeah, that's Janet.
Yeah, she is on as Janet.
Janet. I don't know. It's not telling me who's on.
Well, if you are on, Jan, maybe you could let us know, or let us know in the group even. There we are. And maybe just a little bit down here. Just a little bit. My wet wipe is now dirty, so it's not picking up the best, but it's all right.
Sharon says she's in awe of this wipe off technique.
Yeah, it's good technique, isn't it? But the crux, the thing to remember is always make sure it's clean.
Yep, Janet Ann says she's there.
I thought she was. I'm sure you read her out. So that's us finished with the stencil. Just going to give this a quick waft just to get rid of any residue from the wet wipe, perhaps. But doesn't it make a really good background, a really good start to a background? And really you've done nothing but hold a stencil over it and wipe it off. It's pretty easy, isn't it? This is what I say to people, you know, when the comments from the video that I put up, people were saying you make it look easy. Well, it is easy. It's just a series of steps. And if you break it down into the steps, you know, just think, well, you know, I need 6 tags. So today I'm going to do all the inking for the 6 tags. So you'd end up tomorrow with a load of tags with, you know, different colours or the same colour or whatever. And then the next day you think, well, I'm going to do some stenciling. So you take all the stencil out, and before you know it, you've got 6 tags. They may all be very different, and they'll all be finished. And you've done it like a production line.
Joan says hello.
Hi, Joan.
And yes, it's beautiful. And Sharon says, will this work with ink or oxide too?
Yes. Yeah, it will. Because it would also work if you didn't have a wet wipe and you used water, but it's just a little bit more tough going really. But water would lift it because, as you know, oxide and ink, the distress ones, are reactive to water. So that's all that we're doing. We're just playing with that property of the ink. Right, so I want to put some numbers, which is you know, that's what it's all about, in stamps around it. So I've got this round one that I used the other day. It's a clock, and I like the idea of it being round because it sort of breaks the edge up a little bit. But I also like the idea of it being white. I don't have any white ink that would show on top of that. I've got picket fence and stuff, but it just dissolves into the background. And I do have actually a solution to that, but not today. You have to wait. We're learning mixed media one step at a time. So I need some white acrylic, which is here, my brayer, and you know, like I say, there's a bit of repetition going on here. I might have even shown you this last week, actually. Sorry if I did.
You did.
Oh, sorry.
Jen says sometimes she uses oxides and get a milky finish.
Yeah.
Is there a reason for that?
Yeah, it's because the pigment's oxidising. That's why they're called oxides. As soon as you put water near oxide, it'll oxidise, which might be a property that you want. I like the clarity that you get with the inks myself, but sometimes it does look quite nice. It looks quite vintagey sometimes. I've just been messing around in this little book here, not for any reason, just for me. And that's an oxide. This speckled egg is an oxide, and it does give this, it looks sort of like velvety, doesn't it? But I have a technique as well that will bring it back from that, but you've got to wait. If you've got, you know, if your oxide has gone oxidised and you don't want that, I have a solution to that problem, but not this week. But there is a solution.
We're not putting out this week.
Well, one thing at a time, otherwise people get confused and then they just end up not learning anything.
It's true.
Anyway, that's that. Right, so with my acrylic, I'm glad it hasn't dried. Oh, wrong side. You just want a thin, even layer. I'm sorry, I think I did show you this last week, sorry.
Jen says, is there a way to stop it from doing it, Kyung? And Kyung says, not that I know, both water and oxygen will oxidise the ink. And then Kyung Kushirju says, ooh, a solution.
So I'm just going to pop this on. Oh, that's not showing up very well. If this doesn't show up very well, which it looks, no, that's not going to show up very well at all. Right, sorry Mr. F, can you take those away? Obviously this is too bright and it's just not showing up. Let's just get some, let's clear that up then. That didn't work. And actually I think this is one of my favourite things about mixed media, that you try things and they work on some things and they don't on others, so you've got to kind of fathom out why. And it's a bit like detectiveness. Did everybody watch Timmy with his ideology release yesterday? I did. I'd booked some time off. I don't work, so that's not the case. Yeah, I told Mr. F, do not bother me, ask me anything, nothing, between the hours here of 5 and 8 o'clock in the evening. And yeah, it was great. I loved it. So I'm going to get out my Stays On Jet Black and my VersaFine Vintage Sepia. Somebody gave me a really great idea, because this is annoying when you lift it off, thank you, of putting glue there and pressing it down, which I did, but the glue didn't stick to it. So it was a great idea. Thanks, I do appreciate it, but I need to do it again, I think, probably. Right, this is a bit of a filthy block, but all my stuff's filthy. So let's just try this in the black. Hopefully it'll work for us. That's better.
Mike says, oh, the suspense.
You've got to wait. You've got to wait, Mike. I do not have about my person or in this house the thing that is the solution.
And Jen says, no, she'll wait to see what you get, and then she'll know what's new with Timmy.
Well, actually, there's some nice things, but there wasn't things that made me... I'm lying. I just need them. I need them all.
Shell says he doesn't know where he gets the energy from to do a 2-3 hour live.
And he never misses a beat. He's absolutely amazing.
And Carey loves the mini paper dolls and the mega sized ones.
Yeah, me too. Mini paper dolls.
And Tamara says try purple paint.
Yeah, purple would have worked. You're dead right there. But I've moved on. But yeah, purple would
got
work.
A Timmy list going.
Oh, blimey. Right, so I've got the circle around and about. That's great. And I'm going to move to the brown VersaFine. There won't be a whole lot of difference, but there might be a little bit. Let me just wipe that off there.
Michelle says blue tack in the lid.
Blue tack, yes.
What I would do is use some of that 3D dimensional tape.
Yes.
Because it'll give it a bit of springiness.
Oh, so many answers to the problem. Well, if you would use that. Right. No, it wasn't being talky. So I've got this little stamp. It's, I don't know where I put the box.
And Sharon says after an hour she was bankrupt.
Oh, I know. Fortunately for us, I don't think they're in any of the shops in the UK yet. I think mid-March, which, isn't far away. But so this stamp is this here. This one here. So it's all numbers. The whole thing is numbers. It's a darkroom door stamp. I like darkroom door. They do good stamps. Right.
And Kyung says it's probably easier than him doing a 5-hour demo at a convention.
Yeah, I'm sure, because some of those conventions goes on for days.
He said he would just stand there all day demoing.
Yeah. So I'm just going to put this on, just coming over the edge a little bit. Maybe a little bit more there. So I'm just building up a pattern. It happened to be numbers because that's what the tag prompt was. But I am ostensibly just building up a pattern. If the tag prompt had been flowers, these could have been flowers. I'll leave that. I'll put one here. So just, this is just please yourself where you put them. I quite like that. It's coming along all right. Yep. Let's just give that a wipe before I put it away. And it's not like me. Oh, let's wipe this as well before it ends up going all over me. There we go. And this is just a number strip. It's, which one is it? That one, I think. So it's just a strip of numbers.
And Kerry would like to know if you're having a double whammy today with the shabby book.
Oh yes. Oh yes. It's kind of become the thing, hasn't it, really? But I like doing both. Right, so I'm just going to put that down there. So I'm kind of filling spaces in here. Nothing much more than that. And I want the other numbers at the other end, so I'm just going to wipe that ink off the numbers that I don't want and put that on there like that. Yes, it's all coming together, I think. Oh, can't see for the light, I'm going to have to move it. And I want some of this along there.
And Nancy likes the brown, it's subtle.
Thanks, Nancy.
And
Fancy.
She says yes. And she says Timmy stuff is expensive.
Oof, telling me. You think it's expensive there, but at least you get sort of odd sales and stuff. We pay top whack for all Timmy stuff all the time. There's a little bit of a gap there, so let's just fill that in.
Pinky Young says yes, her sister always finds it half off at Hobby Lobby.
Oh, half off. Which one do I want? That end. So you see, you don't have to use all of your stamp. This is the thing, you just don't. Like that. There we are. Right, I think I've filled in basically most of those, you know, the edge. I think it looks quite nice. Let's just place the thistle on and see what it looks like. Yeah, I like that now. I like it much more now. It's got something around the edges. Yeah, it looks all right. That looks all right. Now, I'd quite like to try something, but I haven't even tested it. So I'm going to do a practice piece before I do it, which is not like me. I usually just wade in. I want to see if I can stamp from the bottom of there. I might be able to, I might not. So I want some big circles. Oh, yeah, that's not too bad, is it? I thought when I saw the ink on the bottom that it would... What's the top like?
What's the lid like?
It's sort of...
Oh, ridge.
Yeah. I think that'll be all right. I'm going to try it. I mean, what can you do? I'm just going to try it. So let's put my thistle back on there, and I'd quite like one about here.
And Jen Rosie says the flowers are tattered lace or coronation cross. She's not sure which.
I thought they'd be one or the other, but I'm very grateful to you, Jan, I can tell you, because they're beautiful.
And Louise thinks Timmy should send you some stuff to demo.
You
do amazing with his products.
Wouldn't that be nice? Right, so I want one about there. I hope I haven't mashed this up. Oh no, that's all right. That's all right. That's okay.
And Nancy found some Timmy on Facebook Marketplace, but some dyes are running at $30 range and stamps in the mid-20s.
Yeah, well, we've got that, but in pounds, which makes it even worse. The stamps have gone up horrendously. So I want that about there. So what I'm doing is putting two circles on, but they're not straight. If you see, they're not one on top of the other. Just pop that to one side. Just wipe the ink off this. I mean, if you've got a circle stamp, whatever you've got, use it. I wouldn't advocate going to use, you know. Could you get me a throat lozenge? Because I'm just going to keep coughing and coughing. Thank you. I have to go in the drawer for them actually.
Because if you've got no round ink stamp, you could just make yourself a coffee.
Yeah.
And have a coffee ring on it.
Yeah. I think Tim has stamps that look like that. Right, so the next thing I want to use are these set of gold. I have had them for quite a long time now. I must say they're a bit underused. Because before I got this latest Timmy craze on me, I couldn't see how to use them really. But I'm thinking that they might be all right for this.
Sharon's got to run.
Oh.
Her daughter's invited her to lunch and shopping.
Ooh, great. Have a lovely day, Sharon. Really enjoy it. I hope you do. Bye for now. Mike, Will chuckled and said thank you and sent you a hello.
And Mike said, Nancy, the picture of Will was great fun. Please tell him.
Ah. Oh, yeah, dressed up as Dr. Zeus.
I didn't see that.
Oh, it's brilliant. So I don't know which number. I mean, they're all the same, aren't they? Does it make a difference? Not really. Let's go for 8.
I may have seen it, but just thought it was his everyday clothes.
You wouldn't have done. It was fabulous. So yeah, that would just fit into there. But what's going to happen to this? Is it what I want? Or not? Maybe not, you know. That's a shame because I thought that might look quite nice. I could have it just coming out of the circle and have that just coming out there. I quite like that. I really do. I'm going to go for it. I mean, you know, I'm going to go for it. What have we got to lose? The whole tag. Oh, yeah. Apart from that, though. Right. This is the side of mixed media that is fun, and it should be fun. You know, if something goes wrong, don't throw a hissy fit. Just, you know, roll with it. Roll with it. Right, so I want this just out of that circle. About there.
Kyung says, yeah, I like that. It's just coming out the circle. Sharon says it's stunning. And Kyung says those number stamps are amazing. They're huge.
They're huge. They are, aren't they? That's what limits their use, really. They are huge. I like that. I'm so pleased that I had the courage to do that. Right, let's select another one. Mm-hmm. I'm looking at these like it matters. It doesn't matter at all what number I choose. Let's go for 5 because it looks like it hasn't been used before. Or used not very often. So let's try that. It's Inky Dink.
And Nancy likes how the circle frames the flower.
Thanks, Nancy. So this I'm going over to the other side. Not completely because I've got these circles here, but a little bit. Yeah, that's okay, you know, that's okay. I'm putting off the moment where I put the flower on top of it in case it looks rubbish. Let's just pop these away. Right. Well, we've certainly done some work on that, haven't we? Yep, we have. And that's going to go there like that. Oh yes, I like it. This bit here in the middle where we actually haven't done any work really, that's great because it shows off those two, these two. And actually there's a bit of a void there where that is. That I like. That's, yeah, I'm pleased. I'm pleased with what I've made. Do you like it, you guys, or do you just think I'm mad? Could be either way, couldn't it? Right, I'm going to stick this down and I'm going to use art glitter. So I really, really hope that some of you give this a go. I appreciate that you don't all have the stamps or the colours or whatever. I know that. I know I'm a really lucky girl. Well, I'm not so much a girl, am I? I'm an old boiler. But I know I'm lucky. That much I do know. And I can't thank you enough, Keon, for those gorgeous, gorgeous Timmy bits.
Jacita said, what would we do without Miss P and Mr F? I would never have used yellow with that flower for sure.
Well, there you go. That just gladdens my heart to hear that.
That's because you used your colour wheel as a frisbee.
Oh, she was the frisbee girl. Yes, go back and get it. Get your dog to fetch.
Should have come back if you'd thrown it right.
Yeah. No, it's not a boomerang, it's a frisbee. She didn't throw a boomerang.
You can make frisbees come back.
Can you? All right. Right, so I've got this glued and it's a bit kind of wanting to be difficult, but never mind. Come on now. Go on there nicely for me.
Sharon says, wow. Kim says, love it.
It's
Terry
cool.
says, really like the colours.
Oh.
Candice says, it's lovely. Kyung says, it's really amazing. Kerry says, brilliant. Violet says, fabulous.
Oh,
Linda says, lovely.
people are so blinking kind to
Mike
me.
says, beautiful.
Well, thanks, guys. Honestly, for those of you, sorry,
Joan says, hearts, and it's fab that you're pleased.
for those of you that have never sat this side of the camera and done a live, you don't know. Even now, and I really feel like I know all of you and that you're my friends and that you just kind of sat here really with me. So it's not so bad now, but even now, you know, you do things and I think, oh, that's made me look a complete Charlie. But hopefully this one's okay. Yeah, I think that's it stuck down nicely. And I'm just going to ink around the edges with a dark brown. In fact, I may use my VersaFine. See if I can find a thingy. Which I can't. I can find all sorts, but not the brown. I'll just put that one on. I do like the new domed ones. I like them much better than the flat ones. So I appreciate that there will be a lot of you watching this that will never do this, never intend to do it in your life. And that's fine. But maybe you will take something away from this, you know, just even to have a little look at your colour wheel every now and then and check that you're going in the right direction.
Hugh says, you'll never look a right Charlie. Just a Charlie.
Oh, I've looked a right Charlie before, haven't I, Charles?
Tina says, perfectly beautiful. Love it.
Thank you so much, guys. Just going round again right on the edge, just to get it nicely darkened up. So it does set it off, I think, if the edge is nice and dark. There we go. Right, that's it. There we have it. That's today's madness out of the way. I do like those large numbers. I think they were a good inclusion. Yeah, I'm going to stick it in my book. Well, actually, I'm going to wipe my hands first. Seems sensible, as I don't want to get ink over everything. Excuse me. So yeah, I'm sure you could make this work with any stencils, any stamps that you have. Oh, I'm so sorry. That'll put a bit of pep in my step. Where did I get that from?
What, pep in your step?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know either. It's pretty though. Right, I should be a bit cleaner than I was.
And Nancy loves how the brown made the numbers pop.
Yeah, hasn't it, Nancy? It really has.
And Kyung says, well, the black on the edge made it pop even more.
Yeah, it's dark brown actually, Kyung. It was that vintage sepia, the...
Pulling it up.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. Can you just chop my head off? I need to blow my nose. Nobody needs to see that.
Oh, I'll silence you as well. 'cause
Yeah,
I don't need to hear it
silence
either.
me, blow me. Okay, right, I think I'm all right now. I've had a good cough, I've blown my nose. I think I'm okay. I'm not going to expire in the next couple of minutes. Right, so these are our books, our tag books. Those of you that are joining us for the first time today, this is what we've been making the tag for. Every week I do a sort of practice one, and I put it in this one, which is the practice tags. And every week on a Sunday when I make one, I put it in the proper one. So quickest of flip throughs. That tag prompt was green, this was purple, this was blue, I think, which I like that page, turned out quite nicely. This was romance, this is spring, this was black and white, oh this must be the practice one, and this was my practice one for my numbers. So you can see from that to that I have learnt quite a bit, really, because I think this looks better than that one. Quite like this one, but I've improved, I think, which is all we can ever hope for. Yeah, that's right, this is the green one. Purple, blue, romance, spring. Ah yeah, we used the brushos. Brushos are great. Black and white. Yeah, I mean, I had real dilemma about was this standing out enough, blah blah blah, but actually now it's finished and I've got over the trauma. I quite like it. And so I've backed the pages, but you can still journal on them, and I'm going to stick this one in there, but I don't need to do it now. You know, it's going to look like that. And what I do with the margin is I just ink them with whatever colour is on there. So I'll just ink that in brown and then back it with some, you know, ordinary paper that I've stamped on, or Timmy paper, whatever floats my boat at that given moment. So that's that. It's chunking up a little bit now, our book. It's looking quite nice. So I'll pop those away, out of harm's way, and we'll get on with the other project that we're doing at the moment. Lots of projects, it's exciting. There we go, that's that. So the other project.
Could it just remind you to tell Keon what's on the middle of the colour wheel?
Oh, the middle of the colour wheel. Let's have a look and see. Do I know what's in the middle of the colour wheel?
She's like one of these people at the meeting that, you know, everybody wants to go home to get the tea, and
yeah,
somebody asks a question.
You might want to pull right in then. We have a look at this.
Ooh, wrong way. How's that?
Okay.
Bit more? No?
Yeah, a little bit more if you can. Okay, so there's the red on the outside, and that's always your main colour, the colour on the outside. So here it's got an arrow that says adding red, and it's that. If you add red to red, you'll get that, which is red. No shock there, eh? Here, if you add yellow to red orange, you'll get that sort of amber colour. Okay, now here is what I told you about. If you add two colours that are opposite each other on the colour wheel, so I've got orange, and if I add blue to it, I'm going to get this grey colour. Excuse me. Now these colours that you get by adding opposites on the colour wheel are called natural greys. And some people do that deliberately, mix orange and blue, or red and yellow, or red and green, to get one of these natural greys. Okay, and here yellow, orange. If we add white, we get that. Is it a tint shade? Can't remember, but that's what you get. And then interestingly, and I'm not sure if all of you know this, if you've got yellow and you add black, not much more yellow than black, you get the most gorgeous olive green colour. It really is lovely, and it's a colour worth making yourself, not just tipping out of a pot or out of a palette, because it's such a lovely colour. And then this swings round, so you can do that same thing with all of the colours on the outside. I've got blue. If I add red, I get purple.
What happens if you swing it round to yellow for the blue? What do you get?
Well, if I've got blue and I add yellow, you get green. If I've got red and I add blue, I get purple. A lot of these you will know already, but some are very useful for like the greys and the greens, etc. That's the black with the yellow orange, and you get that really quite nice green. But then if you add a bright yellow, like a lemon yellow, and you add black, you get an olive green, and it's gorgeous. The rest of them are grayscale, and that's a different thing. We don't really need to know that. But here are all your colours, and there's so much information on here. I don't really want to go through it all. Yellow and green, like I said, but let's stick with our violet and yellow. Now these two are called complementary colours, but violet and the two colours on either side of the yellow are called split complementaries, and it tells you all of that there. There is so much information on here. I really don't want to go through it, because unless you're really interested, it would mean nothing to you. And if you are really interested, I would really recommend getting one of these. There's so much information on here. Right, end of. But I would recommend you get one, Keong. Really, really, really I would. Because, like, they're cheap and they're just a mine of information.
Judy said Bob Ross taught her about yellow and black making green.
Oh, did he? Huh. Been there before me then. But they make a glorious green, and when I used to paint quite a lot, I used that colour quite a lot, to be honest.
And Mary wants to know how you keep the ink from getting on the back side of the card when stamping and moving the card around.
I don't. It gets mucky.
Well, you're sticking it down anyway, aren't you? So.
But I'm sticking it down, yeah. But I haven't found a way of, I get it on my fingers, so as soon as you touch the card, you get it on the back. I honestly haven't found a way of stopping that happening. I am a messy crafter, though, and I'm sure some people will manage to do that, but I'm not one of them. I mean, I'm just a mess.
Well, normally you're either sticking it down or you're putting journaling paper on the back.
Yeah.
So you're covering it up anyway, aren't you?
Yeah. For me, it generally doesn't matter, because, as Mr. F says, I'm generally putting something else on the back, be it coffee stained paper, or I'm sticking it into a book or whatever. I can't shuffle this around so people can see, because we're in so tight.
Yeah, you want it tight.
I know, I keep shuffling though, thinking it's going to work. Yep. That's great, thank you. Right, the first thing to say is this paper, look at it, it's gorgeous. And it is from chapter 1, and it's something like vintage lace, I think it's called. And there's a load of different colours with this lace overlay over the top. And I think it's beautiful. I really do. And I'm going to use that in today's shabby chic thing. For those of you that are unfamiliar with our shabby chic thing, let's just have a quick flick through it. Is this the right way?
Janya's joined us.
Hiya, Janya. How you doing?
She's super late. She was dropping her dad off at her cousin's house.
Oh, well, family comes first, of course. So this is it's an accordion book, and these are the hinges made with fabric. Well, Yeah, fabric. So this is the little first one, and I really love these super cute little tags. And I obviously couldn't manage to keep them because I've covered them in coffee stained paper. But they just fit in that lovely little pocket there. Then there's this one, little tag there. It's just a little nod to some journaling. I don't think this is a journaler's journal, but just a little nod to it. This, I've given up the illusion of it being a journal that anybody would journal in. There is no journaling space on this, but it's a very pretty page, very shabby. And this one, which we made when we did the brushos, we made the background with brushos. That was the week we did romance, with the big Tim Holtz rose. Then there's nothing on that cover, but then you go back the other way, and we start with this one, which was the one that we did last week, which was the, thank you, the little, all kind of like a cluster, I suppose. Loads of lace and what have you, and a little card there, little cluster up there, bit of that shiny stuff that I can't remember what you call it, and I managed to keep that one clean, look. So today I thought we'd have a go at a cover, either that cover or that cover. It doesn't really matter, because as you go through it, that now becomes the cover. As you go through it, that now becomes the cover. It's kind of mind-blowing, isn't it? It's weird. Anyway, let's go with this one because we've got more pages done here. So I'm just going to... Right, so I've cut myself out a piece of that paper that I've just shown you. 6x4, the same as the book is. And it's just a really nice background. It's gorgeous. Now, the other day, Mr. F went shopping, and he went to the charity shops, as he ever does. And he came back with what I'm about to show you. This Victorian decoupage source book. Oh boy. Right. One side is how you do things, projects and stuff, which I'm sure we can all come up with our own projects. But this side, this is the good side. It's got all these stickers in. Well, they're not stickers, they're scraps, they're Victorian scraps. So, you have to glue them down yourself, but they do have a bit of dimension. Look at them. They're all... I need a piece of white paper, don't I, really? Let's be honest. There you go. Look at those. And they're all fussy cut. It's just the little connecting bit that you have to cut off. But they're all fussy cut and ready to rock. Fabulous. And then... I mean, I'm not going to show you them all because there's loads. But there were two ladies there and I've used one. I'm going to use one. And, you've got these down the sides as well. This one. Flowers. Look at them. I mean, they are very Victorian, but really vintage. Really, really vintage. It also came with a spurious piece of tissue paper, which is gorgeous. It's really lovely. Got nothing to do with anything, but I really like it. And yeah, there's loads. There's Father Christmas. There's all sorts of ones, but I just thought I'd draw your attention to those because they're just stunning. Really stunning. So, how much were they, Mr. F, anyway?
It was £1.
£1? £1! My goodness me. It's £1 well spent. So there we have it. That was that. I'm running out of spaces to put stuff. So I cut out one of the ladies, like I've just shown you. I mean, she was all cut out. There was just a little bit piece here and here, I think. And I've just put some little glossy accents in the flowers that she's wearing in her hair. So let's bring the book back in. Let's just check that up is up. Yep. So that's going there like that. So I can build my page pretty much just onto here and then stick it on after. So I want to ink around there. Here we go again. What did I use last time? No, that's black. this one here. And I just want some, tea dye will do. It's the one that came to hand, so it'll do. There's probably some quite dark brown on there still, so I'm just going to ink around the edge, because it really begins, that's the first stage as far as I'm concerned of getting something to look shabby. Nice bit of ink around it. You don't need masses, but it just makes a bit of a statement. Most of this will be covered anyway, but you know, hey ho. There we go. Right. So that's that. Is there an up and a down? Well, if there is, I think that's up, but I don't really think that there is. So I thought that what I would do is put some lace. This is cream lace. It's quite wide. I've had it for some time. There must be a right and a wrong way here. I think that's the right side. And I'm just going to put it down half the page like that. And I'm just going to have it so as the lowest part here is on the edge of the page. So the bubbly bits are sticking out over the page. That's the plan. Like that. So I can just cut that off there. And just put some Fabri-Tac down. Wherever it is, here it is. So it's to about there. You don't need masses, you know, I'm not sticking real heavyweight lace down.
Merlin's Treasure says they've got a new charity shop for the food bank. She got a stack of books to tear apart for $5.
Wow, great. That's great. Right, so let's hope that that's enough. Don't forget to show us on the group what you make with them. Right, so I know where I want that. I want that just at the edge of the page. So that'll keep me straight.
Judy says I'm a treasure hunter. And Kyung says yes, he finds the best treasures. He found Miss P.
Oh, isn't that sweet? Right, so that's that there. Now I'm just going to get my towel.
Yeah, you took a bit of digging up.
And I'm going to go over it and try, hopefully, to pick up some of that glue that's on there that's showing through, because Fabri-Tac shows up shiny and it's nasty. But that's the best I can do. But it's not all going to be on show anyway. So let's just check that we've got the edge stuck down and these edges here.
Julie says Indiana Jones.
Yeah, he's certainly arrived at the Temple of Doom.
Yeah. You're that big boulder rolling down on me.
Yeah. There we go. This has got a bit of a curl on it, because it's obviously been folded up with a bit of a curl, but it doesn't really matter for this, because we're going to be adding stuff. We're going to be adding stuff as ever. Right, so let's just cut that off square.
The greatest find is they found each other.
Absolutely, you are so right. You're so right. Right, so that's that. That can go in my bit box that I showed you last week. This bit, no. I'm not keeping it.
It saved two other people having to put up with us, I suppose.
Yeah, that is the truth, actually. That's not stuck down, but what can I do? Can't get into it. Right, so what I intend to do now is... There's my lady. Isn't she beautiful? And I also have a little another little scrap from that collection that I thought I would put there, like that. I hope you're seeing this one. Oh, maybe you need to come in a wee bit.
Well, you come in and then you pick something big up and I go out and I come in and I come out. How's that?
Great.
Lovely.
Lovely.
That's it. Anything bigger's down to you.
Okay. And what I thought I would do is add some of these. I managed to get my hands on a roll of these. Yeah, there's quite a bit of them.
Jen says she's still waiting to hear that love story.
The love story. Like when you turned up on my door.
You only wanted me for my body, but then you're already human.
Okay. So I've cut off 3 of these and I've coloured them with inks, and I'm going to show you now how to do that. And I thought that they would look just quite nice, tucked in, one sort of tucked in behind her, like that. And then these 2 under this little flower posy, like that. And that's kind of my plan. And I think, hello? I think that looks quite nice. Do you guys think that looks okay? So I'm going to show you how I coloured these in, and I'm sure most of you know, and I'm sorry I'm repeating myself, but we get newbies all the time and they don't know this. So just be patient, please. So I'm just cutting that off its neighbour. We're doing something wrong.
You were just totally off the screen.
All right. Yeah, I'm just cutting those little bridging pieces off, and then we'll colour them up. I just use my ordinary Distress ink pad. You could use spray stains if you've got spray stain in the colour that you want, whatever. I find the inks better than the oxides because, as we've already said, the oxides oxidise. And really they are for sort of a more specific purpose. The other thing I would say about the oxides, if you're just using them to edge your pages, they're more opaque, so you will get a better edge to your page if you use Distress. It'll be darker because it's opaque. But apart from that, their use is specific. Right, so the colours that I have are Victorian Velvet. Here you go. Victorian Velvet. Sit down, you're all right. And Spiced Marmalade. Now, Spiced Marmalade is a bit too spicy for this, but I managed to get this out of it, which is a really lovely sort of lemony, orangey colour. So let's do the Victorian Velvet first.
Sharon thinks we met at art college. Kyung see it's worth the money for art school. Find a Mr. F.
We didn't. We
John
didn't.
is off to art school then.
Right, so you just add some water to that, just dilute it a bit, and add some water to the thing that you want to colour as well. Not masses, but a bit.
He's in the life drawing class. I'm not saying who was behind the easel.
It was not, and don't even tell them that because that's just a lie. And then tamp it down. And if you really don't want to get ink all over your fingers, it's a bit too late in the day for me, I must be honest. But just tap it down with your bone folder. Then get your tweezers and turn it over.
Merlin says she's been looking in all the wrong places. Janja says the same.
Well, I'll tell you, we were doing a science course. Nothing to do with art. Quite the opposite, in fact. So there we are. We've got that all coloured. And I'm just going to get my towel, pop it onto there. You can, if it's not even, just scrunch it up in your hand and the colour will migrate. But there you go. As you dab it off, you lose some of the colour. If you don't want to lose the colour, dry it before you dab it off on your towel. So let's just get rid of this. It seems a bit of a waste, but...
Sid says hi.
Hi Sid, how you doing? Right, this one I am going to have to do a fair bit of dabbing off because as you can see it's pretty bright and it's not what I want. So let's just put some of that down there. Add some water to it. Water to my thing. And you can do this with anything. You can do it with seam binding. You can do it with ribbons. You can do it with anything. Anything you care to think of, really. So you just add that to there, smoosh it down a little bit, smoosh it around, turn it over. Look at that colour, that is so not what I want. But don't fret, all will be all right. There we go. So I think I've got a pretty even colour. It doesn't matter if it's not even, I quite like it if it's not even actually. Right, there we go. Let me just wipe this off. Guys, if you haven't got a Teflon bone folder, you're missing out on life. They are fabulous. I was gifted mine by the very generous Nancy and Will. And I'll tell you, oh, thank them every day for it. So I'm putting that in my towel now. I don't want it this colour, so I'm just going to squish it. Squishy, squishy. Look at that. It's come out nice and light. So move it around on the towel, do it again. There you go. Who'd have thought it? It's just so pretty. Right, let's just wipe this up. And you can do that with any colour that you've got. As I say, you can do it with oxides, but they'll be dull. And that might well be what you're looking for. You know, you might want dull. So now all of a sudden we've got 5. I'm going to have to give these a little bit of a dry because you know they're going to just run and do their own thing, etc. So let's get these 5 out. I did this darker one with a Nouveau spray. It's a mica mist, ideal for adding shimmering sparkle to a creative project. This was another Mr. F special. Got a load of Nouveau stuff, so watch out for that appearing. And I used it to colour that one, but actually because of the mica in it, it feels quite rough, whereas these just feel silky and lovely. Right, there we go. Right, so now all of a sudden I've got 5 of these that I can play with. So let's see. I think I'm going to stick her down, but I think she probably needs a bit of dimensional foam behind her on this side because of the thickness of the lace. She'll just look a bit conky if she's not. So let's get the dimensional tape out. This dainty one. Oh dear. Let's have a look how much I need. I've no idea. It's super sticky, this stuff. I mean, it sticks to my Teflon scissors. So so I'm just going to fight it off the scissors. Put a bit there. Oh, I've ended up with a sticky bit there, look. Excellent. What a Charlie. Put some there. Oh dear. Put some there. Oops. What's all that? Yeah, put that there. I think that'll be alright there. I think that's still too big, so I'll cut that in half. Well, I'll attempt to cut it in half. Put that there. And yeah, I know all you card makers, I know going, oh, what is she doing? I know that. I'm doing my best. Right. That's what she thinks of it. Not blooming much. Right.
Jen says that's some sticky tape.
Isn't it? Have you ever seen sticky tape that is that sticky? I never have in my life. Honestly. You could hang your curtains off it. That's a good idea. Right, so...
Or your drapes.
Or your drapes, if you wish. Right, so that's going to go kind of there. I daren't stick her down because there's bits that don't have anything, any protective... Oh, actually, if I put that over there like that, yeah, then I can see what we're up to. Excellent. This is, I don't know, it's just amusing me. The whole thing is just amusing me. Right, so let's get these flowers sorted out where they're going to go. That's a sort of peachy colour. Because I need to stick them down, because once I've stuck her down, I haven't got a hope in heck of getting these under her. I quite like that there. And maybe a little pink one. That one. Yeah, quite like that. Right, let's get those stuck down there then. Where's my pencil? Where is my pencil? Here it is. Right, I'm going to go... Oh, I thought there was a hole in the middle. I'm just going to make a mark here of where I want that to be.
Nancy was thinking, what the heck is she doing? Use the entire piece.
Well, there wasn't room for the entire piece. I'm going to use art glitter glue for this because me and Fabri-Tac don't get on that well. And Judy says she uses art glitter glue for everything, so I'm going to use it for this. They're not heavy, and I'm pretty sure art glitter glue will do the job.
Julie says she's just bought a wool ironing mat so she can use the mini iron at her desk.
Wow, that's good.
Because we're talking about ironing coffee dried paper.
Ah, no, if you're doing fabric books, I'll tell you, an iron at your desk would be excellent. The only thing that I'm short of in that department is space. Where exactly am I going to put it? At the end, before I go, I'll show you what my desk looks like today and the environs. It's a right state. It's because I've been doing mixed media stuff. You're always getting a mess because you need loads of stuff out. Loads of inks and then choices in case you don't like that ink, and I don't know. Maybe it's just me. All right.
Sid says she loves all the flowers and colours.
Thanks, Sid. Thank you very, very much. Right, so that's going to go on there. That's fine. That is on there, in fact. Right, so now I need to glue this side of the lady.
For Jen, it probably looks like a slice of lemon for a G&T.
Yeah. G&T. Right, let's put the lid on that before it volcanoes all over the place. Take these sticky bits off here. This is a right battle, isn't it?
And Mary says, we love you both. You're such incredible teachers. Thank you so much for sharing your gift and talents with us.
Well, I'm not so sure about talents. But I'll tell you, if I know it, then I will definitely pass it on. What's the point in just knowing it yourself? Right, so where's a sticky bit there? Yep, I think that's okay. Oh, she might be a bit raised up. She might be a bit too raised. Maybe I need to add some under there. I can't. I don't think I can face it. Well, I think I'm going to have to. Talking to myself, guys. Talking to myself. Right, let's stick that there. I'm pretty sure it's going to stick on this lace, because it's sticking on everything else. Take the backing off, put that down. Yeah, that's all right. We're all right. Just a little bit under a head now.
And Louise says it's been a right treat on a Sunday morning. Thank you so much.
You're very, very welcome. Please join us again, if you can stand it. Right, put that there. Right, okay. I'm not sure she's exactly flat. She's okay. I think she's okay. She certainly looks elevated in life.
Jen says, yes, lime slice, please.
Lime, is that what you like, Jen? Lime. So that's going to go there, like that. And I'm just going to stick it onto her, so it's... I don't need to go near the tape again. And I just want to put these... I quite like that dark pink one, actually. Cover up a... what do you call it? Decollete. Decollete. A cleavage. Put that there. Put this yellow one here. And I don't... maybe I need to move that just up a little bit to there. And that to there. I think that's quite nice. What does that look like? I shall show you. I think it's quite pretty, actually. It's okay. It's okay. Right, let's stick these on. Yeah, this has got a very different feel to the ones that I just did with the Distress ink. It's really kind of rough. Got more body to it. It can only be the mica, I'm guessing. Right, so let's pop that there. And this one. Isn't that fine though that Mr. F got that, all those scraps? It's fabulous. I couldn't believe it when he came in with it. Because he was so nonchalant. He just said, oh, I only managed to get you a couple of things today. And he didn't look like he was dancing around going, but one of them is fantastic. So pop that under there, like that. Right, let's stick them down.
I've learned it's never wise to build up a lady's expectations. Did that class as one of your looks?
I don't know. And that's going to go there. Right.
Judy says hi, Bob.
Yeah, nearly got through the whole thing without Bob speaking. But no. It is warm in here, very warm in here, and he doesn't like it, to be honest. So that goes that way. Like that. And I'm not going to stick it right down. I have put glue under there, but it'll dry. And that's going to be our little shabby page, which I think is very pretty. And we've still got pink one left. Hooray! Oh, that would have looked quite nice under there. But I can't get that off. Ooh, maybe. Oh, yeah. Now do I want it under there? Would need to go under quite a long way. And I'm just all I'm succeeding in doing really is bending her. So we'll just leave that idea where it is. Okay, lovely. Now let's put that in the book. I was going to make it the cover, but I'm not now. I'm just going to make it a page. So that's the cover. That's a cover. Right, let's pop it here then. Ooh, it's a bit rocky. And I'm going to put it there. Like that. and I think it looks nice. Do you, Mr. F? I think it looks all right.
I think it looks very nice, very shabbily Victorian.
Yeah, pretty, isn't it? Right, so let's just get the collar all out and get this stuck into place.
You know, but she's got a bunny face.
Yeah, as my granny used to say, Bonnie's face suits the dishcloth. It's quite a good saying, really. It might be a Scottish one. If Corinne was on, she would tell us. And that kind of concludes today's order of business, apart from, of course, next week's tag prompt. Oh, don't stick there. Stick here. There we are. I think I'm probably going to have to clip that because I can't get much pressure on it because of that on the back. So there we go. Little collage of a little Victorian girl. How pretty she looks. And she does actually, she does look very pretty. So I think we're probably alright. Collal is pretty good glue. I'm sorry about my throat today. No idea what's the matter with it. It's just in an umpty sort of mood.
Jania says, can she see your tag? She was a bit late for the first
Yes,
tag.
of course you can. So, that was another page done in our shabby journal. Lovely. I'll leave that open so it can dry. Let me just get rid of some of that sticky tape off my fingers. I have never come across anything quite that sticky in my life. So the tag prompt for next week.
Nancy says Shabby uses pearls on everything, LOL.
I know, I did think about it, you know, Nancy. I thought about putting pearls just down there. Let's get the pearls out and have a look. Yeah, you know, just around there. I'll think about it. I'm not 100% sure. Judy Hoff will be screaming now, put the pearls on. Right. Yeah, let's have a look at today's tag.
This is drum roll.
There it is. You need to come out a bit. Getting your exercise to do, aren't you?
Well, you know.
Let's put that tape away. That's menacing stuff. Yeah, there you go, Jan. Yeah, that is today's tag.
With the theme of numbers.
With the theme of numbers, which are all the way around it. Big 8 there, big 5 there. And we did a little bit of colour theory as to how come I ended up with a yellow-orange background for it. So, there you go. I'll stick that in later on.
Jania says, "Ooh, Miss P, it's super gorgeous."
Well, I hope I explained it in a way that anybody could have a go at it. I really hope I did. So that's that. Right, the tag prompt for next week, guys, is... What did we say? Oh, I've remembered. It's flowers. Flowers. That's a nice one for everybody, isn't it?
Giving you an easy week.
Yeah, you've got an easy week.
I'm picking next week.
Yeah, Mr. F's picking next week, so who knows what we'll blinking come up with. Probably a cow or something like that. Who knows? But I've enjoyed today. We've got through some stuff. Thank you once again, Kyung, for my lovely, lovely Timmy stuff. They're just gorgeous. I love them. And of course the pin flares, the flares that are in my jar. I can't thank you enough. It's really kind of you. Thank you. So I probably will be putting some videos out through the week as I go along, because I'm kind of testing out things in this book. I think it's a 7x7 book, and I'm making 6x6 pieces. Just testing things out. That was that dye that I got, the Tim Holtz colorized dye, and I did it all in shades of brown inks. So I used brushed corduroy, gathered twigs, walnut stain, vintage photo, tea dyed, the whole lot, and I coloured it all of the pieces in that. So I had blues, and then I used this speckled egg oxide spray and vintage photo, which I must say I really like that combination. I think it's really nice. So,
well, Kyung says yay, Sid says yay, Jen says you do wonderful with explaining, Fiona. Candice says whoopee. Sharon says flowers, yay. Jen says flowers, and the crowd goes wild.
Yeah, flowers. Guess who picked that one?
Don't forget to mention the picture at the end.
Oh, the picture. Just as I go, there's a picture at the end, and it's actually of my dad. And we're trying to work out which year it was, and we think it might be about 1960, 62, that sort of era. He was an AA patrolman. I don't know if in America that means anything to you. AAA, yeah. In the days where they had boxes that looked like telephone boxes. Actually, they did have a telephone in them. And anybody that he saw, a car that he saw approaching on the road that had an AA badge, he used to salute them. I know it sounds so quaint, but it seemed to work quite well. And he remained in the AA until he retired. So that's my dad. So I'll see you all in person, hopefully next Sunday, same time, same place, same bat channel. In the meantime, if you want to get hold of me, go on the group to Miss Paintalot's Junk Journal group. It's Alicia is where it was. Yeah. If you want to get hold of me, go over to Miss Paintalot's Junk Journal group, or even just join it if you want to, if you're not a member, and you'll see what everybody's producing. It's a lovely, lovely group. Everybody's mega kind. So thanks very much for joining me, sticking with me. We got there in the end. Did all right. And now it's time to go off and watch Lego Masters Australia. See you guys. Take care. Really look after yourselves, and most of all, be kind. Thank you. Bye.
Bye everyone. Be safe, be happy. See you soon. Bye.